Okay, Sport D Song listeners, this next part of the podcast, we're absolutely thrilled to welcome the European middleweight champion, Tyler Denny. Tyler, welcome to Sport D Song. I know you've been on before, but last time you was the English champion. Now you've got that beautiful blue belt, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a good 12 months, isn't it? I think been a good 12 months, been kind to me. But thanks for having me on.
No, listen,
You're welcome, mate. Tell us about that night in Wolves.
Oh, it was great. It was great. The best night of my life, to be honest. I think just the venue, the Civic, and the way they've done it up. I think it's always been good in there, but they've added the extra tier on there, and everyone's got a good seat, and the atmosphere was unreal. Something that I'll cherish forever, I think.
Listen, I've got to say to you, Tyler, I've watched the fight back, and we talk about atmospheres at boxing. You look at places like the York Hall, which we love on this podcast. The Wolverhampton, is it the Civic Hall? It's got that same vibe, hasn't it, as the York Hall, where everyone's got a good seat, everyone can see the ring. There's elevated seats. It's got that same vibe, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's like I love York Hall too, but I don't know if I'm biased, but I just think it's better. It's bigger. I think there's 3,000. It holds the same sort of, but bigger. Do you know what I mean? And cleaner.
Yeah, cleaner.
So
it's definitely cleaner. That's for sure.
Yeah, but it just them sort of venues. There's not many of them, is there? To be fair, and especially say on, I don't know. I think the bigger the shows they get, there's less likely them sort of things. But you can't beat the atmosphere on them, can you? It's unreal.
Before we go on,
I was just going to quickly say, Ty, before we move on, do you know you look at these big shows and you look at these shows taking place at the O2 and Wembley Arena and stuff like that. You know, as a boxer, would you prefer to be in those sort of, raucous atmospheres where everyone's sort of in on the ring? Does it sort of create a better vibe for you as a sort of an athlete and a boxer?
Yeah, it's nice both ways. I think it's nice to tick the boxes, say you fought at Wembley Arena or Manchester Arena and stuff. But I think for atmosphere, you can't beat the venues like the Civic and stuff to me. But if someone says to me, I don't know, do you want to fight at Wembley Stadium? I'll be like all up for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Tyler, how do you keep the sort of clarity of mind when you're in the atmosphere? Obviously, biggest night of your life. How do you keep that coolness when everything's just going absolutely wild around you?
I think when the bell goes, I don't know, because you're used to in sparring situations, you're switched on instantly, and you got a guy who's coming to take your head off as well, isn't you? So, whether you're not switched on, I think they kind of force you to be switched on as well. But I suppose sometimes you can let it get to you, and maybe for the benefit as well, it might pick you up a bit when you need to. But
of course,
yeah, I'm all up for it, and I think that's what the fans like as well, don't they? Good atmospheres and stuff, and it helps with a good fight as well, obviously.
Yeah, and that fight, take us back. Obviously, we've spoken about what it felt like to win that European title. It's such a great achievement, Tyler, winning it. When you go in against someone like Signani, they're a bit of an unknown element, aren't they, in boxing? Because you're never quite sure what their record says. He's clearly experienced, and is it quite hard to sort of gauge who you're getting in the ring with, or did your team sort of manage to find out enough about him?
Yeah, I think any fight really as well, and that's what I never really watch my opponent too much because he's never fighting me in there. Do you know what I mean? So, and I think styles met fights. So, for instance, I'll fight a guy who's 6'4" differently to I'd fight a guy who's 5'9". Do you know what I mean? So, and being southpaw orthodox, so there's so many different combinations of what your game plan would be. So I think it's always trying to feel him out and stuff. And I thought that's what I was doing in there, really. It wasn't really action-packed from the get-go. And I felt like I was picking it up and the tempo was... and I think I would have got him out there anyway. I think he was slowing and he probably didn't want to be in there towards the end. Do you know what I mean?
That's exactly what I've watched the fight back, Tyler, and he was complaining about a clash of heads, but from my mind, you're looking at a boxer who's just you was getting in with the jab. You were certainly a lot quicker than him, and starting to get, like you said, you were starting to get a real sort of hold and a rhythm in the fight. For me, even looking as not being sort of biased towards you, Tyler, I would say he just didn't fancy anymore, did he?
No, I think that's what it was, because he could have carried on at the end as well. And for one reason or other, they never continued. So they left for the ref with no choice. But I wasn't really complaining to it. I just wanted that belt and the wins by any means necessary. So it is what it is, isn't it?
Talk us through that moment when you realised it was over. I mean, you could see the emotion on your face. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, I just lost the plot. I started running around in the circles and I got a bit of stick on some people online saying, "Oh, what's he cheering for?" The guys out cut and stuff and all this. But it's irrelevant to me. I wouldn't like if you'd asked me 3-4 years ago about winning, even 2 years ago about winning a European title, I wouldn't. It would never even have crossed my mind. Do you know what I mean? So he's gone from there to there, like super quick for me, really. And you've got to enjoy it while you can, haven't you?
Of course. I mean, I was at the River rematch in Coventry, and yeah, like you say, in that short, quick space of time, it's turned around so much. And if you can't run around the ring and celebrate them, when can you?
Yeah, exactly. I think in the River rematch, I was jumping up and down as well. Then I tend to get a bit excited, but
it was a great fight, that was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and I was just a lot frustrated on that first one with River as well. Do you know what I mean? Because that was really. Yeah. So I think it was a lot of relief as well.
Of course, created a rematch road, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. And I think, to be fair, fair play to him. I think he performed better in the rematch. I know we got given a draw the first one, but I think he performed better in the rematch. So fair play to him.
I agree.
Yeah, what I was going to say, Tyler, is that we see on social media you training with Liam Davies, obviously Nathan. Boxing is an extremely hard sport, and it's not just the fights getting in the ring, it's the training camps, it's the sacrifice you make outside of the ring as well, with your training and family time, and obviously not eating how everyone else eats. We go and grab a burger or whatever, and it's so what I want to say is that when you get these moments in the ring and you win the European title, for my mind, it doesn't matter how you celebrate. It's such a huge achievement in the sport. So absolute hats off to you. And I think I would say just keep doing what you're doing and don't listen to people, because it's a tough sport, isn't it? So
it's like, even for this one, like I fought November, and then the first week of December, then when I'll stay on it because I'm fighting 24th February, they told me.
Blimey.
So we trained all over Christmas. I went to Tenerife January, and then when I come back from Tenerife, it might be March now, and then
blimey,
come to by March, and then the Felix Cash purse bid's coming, so we had to wait for that. Then Matchroom won the bid, so we was like in the wilderness on when the fight would happen, and next thing you know, it's end of June. So it's been a long time coming, and like you've had to stay on it all the time. So yeah, I'm ready for a break after this one, I think.
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned there about the purse bids for the cash fight, Tyler. It's very rare where you see a fighter having to go onto another promotional show, yet you're probably going to get most of the crowd still. Like it's still going to feel like you're in the home corner, right?
Yeah, so I don't mind really. That's exactly, as long as and I think Eddie Earn's a smart guy. He knows that we sell tickets and stuff. So whether they believe in cash that much, or maybe they're just not that bothered, they want to earn some money. Like I say, it's in Birmingham, so I can't complain, can I? Well, it could have been anywhere, and I would have took the fight. A lot of the things, because I think at the time there was a lot of boxer pulling out of purse bid talk and all this, and I just said straight away, I ain't pulling out of nothing. Like, no one's pulling me out, because that means I'd have to lose a European title. And it's not like I'm, I don't know, someone's favourite guy out there. Like you can't just drop titles, and I can't go on to nothing else. I drop titles, I'd be in the who needs them sort of club. Do you know what I mean? I ain't got them options. So there's no way I was dropping that.
Listen, Tyler, quick one. We mentioned Felix Cash. He's been someone who's been around on the scenes, looked impressive at times. He's had a long period of time where he's been sort of inactive. You're looking at almost 2 years now for him as a boxer. Does that sort of inactivity coming from sort of an opposite with your career at the moment, does that play into your hands for this fight, do you feel?
He's got to, isn't it? Surely he's got to. And I'm not relying on that, but I just feel like in them 2 years, 18 months while he's been off, I've just been getting better and better, and I've been having these fights, your Brad Rays, your Brad Pauls, your learning experience, and I feel like I'm ready for anyone at the minute, and I think he's picked a tough test. Like, obviously 2 years ago he'd be massive favourite to beat me. Like, you wouldn't even get mentioned to be in the ring with him, but I've been doing my thing and getting better and better, and I feel like he's coming back in. He's gonna have a shock. He's gonna have a shock if he still thinks he's gonna be where he was and where I was gonna be where I am 2 years ago. I feel like it's level. It's evened up a lot, and I think I've even surpassed him. So that's why I'm confident to get in the win.
Yeah. I mean, how did you feel about some of the comments in the presser? I mean, to be fair, you both give it out a bit. You made a comment about him pulling out of fights. He made a comment about, which I felt was very disrespectful, about the whole warm-up fight thing.
Yeah.
That was pretty shitty. Where do you think that comes from? Do you think it was in retaliation to the
No, because he said the warm up.
fights?
He said the warm up fight at the beginning. That's why I started off, because I was just there, and Eddie spoke to him first, and Eddie said, "Well, you could have a warm up fight and whatever," and he says, "Well, this is a warm up fight." He says, "You know what I mean?" So I was like, I was thinking, but I said, I don't know what he's done. There's all the rumours about the bans and stuff, which I hope that's not true. I don't know, man. I'd like to think if someone's banned and people know, but I don't know. It's not helped. Obviously, he was in the same gym as Conor Ben and stuff at the time, but it's just rumours for all I know, and I can't really go into that. But then the rumours, along with his last couple of performances, you know what I mean? It's convincing of why you'd think that, but
because we've actually seen without sounding like a conspiracy, but we've seen a bit of a drop off. We did see we saw a Felix Cash who was sort of demolishing people. We saw him against Denzel Bentley in a sort of destructive manner, and then suddenly you're looking at a boxer who's sort of running out of gas. It does raise the eyebrows now with boxing, doesn't it?
And then you hear rumours about that, and obviously you don't know if you're putting 2 and 2 together and getting 21 or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But it does make you think. And that fight, when he got dropped twice, he was lucky really there for me, because he was holding on for dear life the whole round, and I think he got 1 point taken off him, but he could have had a few more points or even disqualified. He was holding that much, and if he's in that sort of shape against me, I'll absolutely hammer him. So
do you think?
We'll see.
Do you think if you get the best version of Felix Cash, he's your toughest opponent today?
Yeah, I do think so. But I also think I'm his toughest opponent too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm preparing for like the Felix Cash who battered Bentley. That's the Cash I'm preparing for. Which one I get, I don't know. But he'll definitely get the best version of me. 100%.
Yeah, listen, that's fantastic. Listen, Tyler, we're right behind you on this podcast. What I just want to quickly touch on it, because it's just fascinating to see. The BCB Gym is a great watching. You and Liam Davies go through your routines and stuff like that. It's fantastic. How is it training with Liam? Obviously, you're good mates and you train together, but Liam's on this great trajectory of winning titles. You are as well. Does it help when you're sort of both sort of egging each other on?
Yeah, definitely. I think even like last week at track, because I'm further down into my camp, he does less than me, and then he'd stay at the end and cheer me on round the track. He'll get on one corner, some other lads will get on the other corner, and do you know what I mean? Obviously 400-meter track, I've got someone on each bend saying come on, pushing you. And
brilliant.
And you feel like saying get lost at the same time, but the results are there, now to keep pushing. So he's great. It's a great little bond we got at the gym. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of banter. I think it's not for the faint-hearted. Like you got to be mentally strong to hack it out in our gym. But it's not a talent sort of thing. If everyone sees you working hard, you get the respect, and that's all we ask for in our gym. Otherwise, we beat you out ourselves. Do you know what I mean?
What a brilliant story that they're on each corner egging you on. Like you don't see that. You don't get to see that. So that's a great story. I mean, while we're on the topic of the gym, obviously Liam's got a big fight with Shabazz Masood a few weeks after yourself. He's in a funny situation, isn't he, Liam, at the minute, waiting for that big fight. How do you see his trajectory at the minute and the Masood fight?
I think obviously they've got a lot. Liam's got to keep on the straight now because they've got a bit of history, ain't they? Masood's beat him in the amateurs, and I think you seen at the presser the other day. There's a bit of thing.
Said a few things,
yeah, but the amateurs a long time ago, over 3 rounds and stuff. And Liam looks absolutely. I'm going to be biased anyway, but he looks absolutely an animal, doesn't he? At that weight, and the way he's just been going through people, he's not just been winning. He's been winning devastating fashion. And
what he did to Robles was a joke.
I know. I don't even. Until you start looking at a new eye and saw them sort of guys, I don't think anyone in this country. I don't think. I'll be very surprised if they can. I don't know. Not really seen him in a tough fight really for a while. Like that's what Leach was. Is probably his closest fight, but I think he still won that comfortable for me. Beluta, and then he just outboxed Beluta, and you seen what Beluta done with Dennis McCann. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Beluta beat Fingers, or didn't he? Kane.
Yeah.
So that win gets better each time. He's too big for the weight of the Remex, the weight, to be honest. He's too big. I feel sorry for the other lads. So I'm looking at him. I think, oh my God, I feel sorry for him. I'll fight him.
Well, he was bantam not long before that.
I don't
crazy,
know. He ever
crazy.
done that. I don't know. But it's that. I mean, if you talk to him sometimes, you'll say, yeah, I'll go up to feather or super feather and that as well. And he will do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He will do it, but there's probably no reason why while he's making the weight and looking as devastating as he does. I think obviously the only problem you got is anyway. Do you know what I mean?
I think even Liam said that himself. I think when we had him on the podcast, he said, you know, I'll give it a crack. Is what he said.
I'll come out swinging.
And he will. Do you know what I mean? And anyways, like probably not now, really, but like probably 5 years ago, and everyone was wanting Canelo. Maybe you never really give yourself much chance, but you're still willing to go in there and test yourself against the best.
Of course.
And it's the biggest payday out there for everyone. And that's what we're all after, to be honest. Win, lose or draw, obviously everyone wants to win, but boxing's a short career, and so you want to get as much as you can while you can.
Hey, listen, Tyler, what I want to say, sort of moving along a little bit, looking at you in your last fight, you've really sort of grown into middleweight now. You're looking strong in the ring, you're looking fit, you've got great tempo in the ring as well. When we look at the British middleweight scene and this sort of great era we've got in the UK, you know, but you've got some great talent in there. I mentioned some names: Hamza Shiraz, obviously Nathan Heaney, Brad Pauls. Denzel Bentley looked good the other night, didn't he, at the York Hall?
He did,
you know, Liam Smith, Eubank Jr. still hanging around. You must look now, having sort of had this success in this run, now being the European champion, you must look at these fighters and think to yourself, do you know what, actually, I've got a good chance against these lot, because you're looking really great in the ring at the moment, Tyler.
Yeah, well, I think I got the beating of all of them, to be honest. Before being there, starting with Felix Cash, and so I look at him. I don't put none of them on a pedestal. I think when you first start off, you're a bit I don't know, in awe of the sort of guys, and you realise you start sparring them, and you realise, wow, I'm European champion now. These guys should be fearing me a bit now.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? But there's some great fighters in there. Not taking anything away from. I'll be watching Hamza Shiraz. He got a great fight against Samuel Williams. I did do a bit of sparring with him as well. Sparred him probably about a month ago, but we only done a few rounds, to be fair. And sparring, so you can't really get much from it. He had loads of different sparring partners, and I just jumped in for so many rounds. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, but it's mad really, because you see him as that, but he's the same guy as well. Do you know what I mean? You meet him, you wish him all the best. Don't get me wrong, you'd fight him if they offered you the fight, but you know, that's just boxing. There's nice guys like Nathan. He's a nice guy. I'd fight him if they offered the fight. Do you know what I mean? But there's some great fights, and that's good for the division. I don't think I'm going to be short of fights after the Cash fight. And I think depends on what opportunities you get, but everyone loves a good domestic, don't they?
Absolutely.
It gets a lot more people involved and stuff if you're fighting someone else from England or Great Britain.
Yeah.
So the interest is there.
Do you reckon Hamza will win on Saturday?
I hope so. I think he will do. He just looks devastating, doesn't he?
I know.
Yeah. But I think it will be a good test. I do rate Hammer Williams as well, to be fair. but I'd have to back Hamza. I think is a favourite,
Yes.
and they're putting the captain as well in there, so I'm guessing they're backing him as well. And he's another guy as well. He used to fight at 11 stone not long ago, didn't he? To the Bradley Skeet one.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That was controversial, wasn't
it? Yeah, very, yeah, very.
Yeah, Tyler, just sort of just capping off. Obviously, you got this fight against Felix Cash. You come through that, and you look at people like Nathan Heaney, Brad Pauls. I mean, that Brad Pauls victory you got is looking even better by the day, isn't it? After that draw with Heaney, but then you also look at the world title stage, being the European champion. Surely, you're looking at Zanabek, who's got the world title. These are all opportunities that could present themselves, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. But me being honest, world titles and that'd be great. And normally you probably would get most money, but I just want the biggest fight out there, really, for financial reasons and stuff.
Sure.
I don't know. Say for instance, this is just a random one out there. I'd say if me and Heaney was to have a fight at Stoke, that'd probably be bigger than me fighting Janny Breck at Results World or something financially. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
True.
But then I'd opt for that one, me personally. Like I say, it's a short career. I've got 4 kids. I'm going to try and get as much as I can out boxing before, because I'm 32 now, 33 July. So don't get me wrong, I feel in my prime. I don't feel like it's not like I'm on a decline or anything. I feel like I'm getting better and better. And I think it just goes to show, if you look at football, your Ronaldos and stuff, and everyone looks after the body a lot better than 20, 30 years ago, don't they? So I think it can be done. Even Mayweather, like recently. So I just want the biggest fights out there. Whoever can give me the most money, that's me.
You mentioned there about potentially, a Heaney fight at Stoke City. Obviously, Heaney's got to get past Brad Pauls again this time around. Brilliant fight first time, wasn't it? Who have you got second time around? Do you see a winner?
It was a great fight. I was there, but I hope it's on a bit earlier this time, because
it's after 12 o'clock, wasn't it? So late.
Honestly, I went. Look, as much as I was enjoying the fight, it was late. I was looking, people was asleep in the crowd and everything. And then I went to leave. I think it might be like round 8 or something. Then Brad Pauls caught him with a big shot, so we waited to the end.
It was great. It was so good.
It was good, but it was just too late. I'd pick Heaney again, to be fair. I picked him the first time, but me personally, I never really scored it, but a draw did. I don't know. I wasn't upset with a draw when I watched the fight, because
it felt right.
Yeah, I think the rounds that Brad Pauls won were big rounds, weren't they? Massive rounds. And fair play to Heaney for sticking in there, because a lot of people would have folded then. I think shows his fitness and his grit. But yeah, I'd probably pick Heaney again. But like I say, for Heaney, I think he gets a lot of stick as well. But if I was Heaney, like, people are saying my name to him and stuff, but when people were saying he was in about fighting Adamas from the WBC, he could have I mean, that opportunity was there, and he's going to try and take it in, and I think he's kind of like, that's not come. So fair play to him. He's fighting Brad Pauls again. He's not at to. I did feel a bit sorry for Brad, to be honest, because you got a draw, and there's nothing in no contract or anything for a rematch. Do you know what I mean? He could just got left in the lurch, really. But I think everyone wants to see, and I think it's probably right. He deserves a rematch. So may the best man win.
Well said. Yeah,
absolutely. Listen, Tyler, I just want to say, obviously, good luck in your fight against Felix Cash. You're the European middleweight champion. It's got a great ring to it. Thanks for sharing your story on that great night in Wolverhampton. Anything else for you, Rob, before we say goodbye to Tyler?
No. Just again, thanks so much for coming on, mate. Hopefully we'll get you on again soon to catch up, and hopefully I'll be ringside for the fight. So I'll come say hello.
That's it. Can't wait for it. Bring it on.
Cheers, Tyler.
Nice one. Thanks, lads.